Yo, welcome back. Let me go ahead and put the disclaimer. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this out here. Um, um, Sorry, it's a little warm. I'm about to crank the car up. Um, all right, sorry, y'all gonna hear some air. It's a little muggy out here in Arkansas. Uh, Turn it down. All right, look. All right, sorry about that. 40 seconds of rawness. There you get. There you go. I told you. I ain't changing nothing about myself. Anyway, so last night, before we get into the Florida Miami game, Andrew Luck retires last night. Retires for today because it's Sunday morning. Good morning, everybody. And Lamar Miller is out for the season with a gruesome ACL tear. Salute to that brother. Hopefully he have a speedy recovery. It's a lot of people that it's been gruesome injuries lately in sports, so it's like, speedy recovery for that brother. With that said, let's get into this game. Florida won 24-20. This game, you need to take it into account. This is a rivalry game, people. It's a rivalry game. Every rivalry game don't need to be a blowout, and every rivalry game don't need to have a fight. But for surely, Florida teams, the state of Florida does not like each other. The whole, like all the teams, University of Florida, Florida State, Miami, which is the three big ones, and then they definitely don't like each other. Put them in their own category. Then you got South Florida and Central Florida. They for sure don't like each other, so put them in their own category. And then the real little brothers, International and Atlantic, they don't like each other. And especially International really don't like Miami. They ain't played each other since that debacle like back in 06 and 07. When it was one of those 2 years. But yeah, that big debacle fight that pretty much ended the game early. So with that being said, the game last night with Miami and Florida, it was good and sloppy at the same time. Like, if you get what I'm saying when I say that, you'll know why I said that. Miami had 14. I'm gonna give you some stats for y'all for a second. Everybody gonna talk about how the freshman redshirt quarterback for Miami, he did pretty well for a while, and then Florida really just got in his ass in the second half, to be honest with y'all. But last night's game also was at 95% capacity. That stadium holds 70,000 people. It was 66,543 people at that game. And the ratio was 60-40 Florida, which I knew that was going to happen. So I'm going to give you some stats there a lot of folks need to pay attention to. Miami had 14 penalties. A lot of people are going to say, oh, that's just the first game. 14 penalties for 118 yards. Florida had 9 penalties for 100 yards, but Florida didn't start getting all them penalties until the second half. And a lot of those penalties came in the fourth quarter doing the dumbest shit in the last 5 minutes of the game. You had it sold. 5 minutes left in the game, and you kept getting stupid penalties, one after the other. The penalty ratio, a lot of people gonna say, well, Florida had the reps. No, not necessarily, because if you paid attention, go back and watch the game. Miami's offensive line is horrible. Their offensive line is horrible. My daughter coming up. Hang on a second. What?
So,
What?
can I have a piece of a watermelon?
In a little bit.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Go. You already ate cereal. Kids. being a daddy, you don't stop. Anyway, so as I was saying, Florida was doing dumb stuff in the last 5 minutes of the game that nearly could have cost them the game. Look like we got an injury. Josie Ramirez fractured his bone in his hand. 2-time all-star place on injury list. Oh, baseball. Okay. Yeah. I ain't worried about it. It's football season. Anyway, so so back what I was saying. So basically, yeah, make sure it ain't gonna get blackout on me again. Okay, so sorry about that. Ran into the light. All right, so the penalties was like it was 14-9, where Miami had 118. Miami's offensive line, back on track. Miami's offensive line was horrible. Let me go back and watch the game. And I'm telling y'all, go back and watch the game on YouTube or whatever, on the ESPN app or whatever, how you want to watch it. Miami's offensive line did not block. They held the entire game. Pay attention. Count how many holding calls they actually got. I wait. I'm being so serious. Go back and watch. I wait. And then I play football. Trust me. I know when there's holding in every play. Don't get it twisted about that. But when it's just blatant holding, and you don't call it, and Miami was doing these certain screens, they was popping off, and yes, Florida was both. I'm gonna put it this way: a lot of folks gonna say Florida's tackling was horrible. Miami's tackling was horrible too at times too. But at the same time, certain tackling that Miami was doing, Felipe was giving it to him because he was nearly overthrowing his passes almost every time. So with that in mind, going to the next stat that y'all need to pay attention to. Miami, neither one of these two teams rushed for over 100 yards. Neither one of them. Miami rushed for 87 yards. Florida rushed for 52. Neither one of these two teams rushed. So shout out to both defensive lines stuffing the run last night. And yes, let me tell you something. The running back from Miami, Dallas, the only reason why he got as much yards, that 90-some yards he got, and yes, he got like 93 yards off of 12 carries. And I just said 87. That's off of team stats. So he might have got 93, but his quarterback kept getting ate up and got sacked 10 times. Shout out to that Gator Bait D line. If Florida plays like that with their D line, I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on Florida. Don't sleep on Florida. All you got to do is improve, maintain, and improve. It's when you slip down, it's when you got to catch up. Maintain and improve. Florida just need to maintain and improve. But 10 sacks by that Gator Bait D line. Shout out to that D line. Reason why, and then the passing yards, was pretty much almost even with both teams. 214 to 254 and stuff like that. Florida slight edge on the total yards, but both teams suck on third down. Florida was 2 for 10. Miami was 2 for 13. The one thing that got Florida over the edge, 4 for 4 on fourth down. Yes, I really just went Wendy's on that ass. 4 for 4 on fourth down. Miami couldn't stop them on fourth down. They couldn't get off the field. The edge on the possession. Now, do not take this into consideration. Florida ran like 23, 24, 25 plays. They didn't run too many plays in the first half. Miami dominated the time of possession in the first half, which make them reason why they had 13 more minutes than Florida did last night. Edged it out, beating them 36 minutes to 23 minutes. Florida you got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. I'm going to tell you this. That second interception, even though he threw the ball, Frank should never threw that ball in that zone. But the play calling, I'm blaming on Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen, when you got the ball with 5 minutes left, run the damn ball. And you should have saw Steve Spurrier's face. That was priceless. They hit that camera like it was. They saw Steve Spurrier's face, but they hit his face just the right nick of time. He had that face like really, like what is you doing? Football 1-on-1. You had the momentum. Run the damn ball. Here's another stat for y'all. How many times they gonna say that? I'm gonna put it this way: Florida, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble losses. Miami had 1 fumble loss. But here's gonna tell you something about this. Miami fumbled a lot more than 1 time, and so did Florida. And then here's the thing y'all gotta pay attention to. Miami recovered more fumbles than anything last night. They recovered, I counted about 6-7 fumbles. Either they lost or they just recovered from, if it was on their own or not. Like Miami, like redshirt freshman, I understand the offensive line not that good, not really not that good. Their defense is really, hey, Miami's defense is the truth. Miami's defense is speed. They got speed on speed on speed. But I'm gonna tell you this. Miami is not going to be that team. Miami is probably at best a 8-4 team. Probably a very dangerous 8-4 team. Especially if they improve. Just saying. And I say 8-4, a lot of folks are like, well, trust me when I say this. The team they got, with the energy they bringing, at least 8-4. If they go less than 84, I don't know what to tell you. Jaron Williams, he was 19 out of 32 for 214 and a touchdown. Felipe Franks was 17 out of 27, 254, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And I'm giving him that lost fumble that first fumble on him. He's the quarterback. He should have been, he should have pulled it long time ago. Dallas, I said 93, my bad. 12 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown. High Sauce Hammond had 93 yards with 4 catches. Like, they did the thing last night. Like, and here's the thing where a lot of folks got to understand. Like, the one thing that makes me upset, here's the thing. We got Van Jefferson, Cleveland, Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce had 4 catches. It's understandable, but none of them. Tony only had 1. Jefferson only had 1. Cleveland only had 1. I'm gonna need y'all to throw to these damn receivers. Quit. The leading receiver for in catches was the running back at 6. Throw to the receivers. Like once Tony got that touch, he only had 1 touch the whole game. 1? Like, Mullen, what you doing? What you doing? I ain't gonna. That's enough about going into details with this. But look, basically, what I'm getting to is this. A lot of people gonna say Florida was lucky, and Miami is probably slightly better than Florida. Let me tell you this: they pretty much like a push. And when I say push, if you play blackjack, you know that means a tie. Florida, go back in the first half. Those 2 lost fumbles that pretty much swing the game for Miami in the first half. That first fumble was in the red zone. Florida punch the ball and go up 2 scores. We looking at a different type of game. And then turn around at the very next possession and lose another fumble, and they would have scored at least 3 points. We talking about a different type of game. That's what I'm talking about. Take into consideration. Pay attention to the details. Sometimes what you think is the overall is not the overall. Miami offensive line, 10 sacks. You allowed 10 sacks. I don't care if that's a freshman or a five-year starter senior. I don't care. That when you allow 10 sacks, you're not gonna last too long. I said 8-4, and that's the reason why I said 8-4. That offense, Miami's offensive line got to figure out something because get 10 sacks in one game, it's not gonna happen. Oh, before I continue, hey, share or hit the like button, subscribe, holler at your boy. Come on now, leave a comment. Tell me how y'all feel about this game. But Florida was not what they should have been last night. But they got the job done eventually. But there's some sloppy things that Florida got to shore up. A lot of folks like, well, they ain't ready for Georgia. I'm gonna tell you something. Quick, stop the presses. Georgia and Florida will meet after they go through some transgressions and go through some seasons against other teams. Don't sleep on Florida winning the East. This was a perfect storm of a game to wake Florida up and smack them in the mouth and get them right back where they need to be at. And that's focus and determination. If you want to be top dog back in the SEC East, handle your business the rest of the season. Simple and plain. But anyway, other than that, the game was still exciting, even though some sloppy play here and there. First game is usually sloppy play. You got, even in the NFL, first game is usually some sloppy play. You got to give the teams at least a couple, especially college. They don't have a preseason. NFL does. And even in the NFL, they still got sloppy play because they don't play the whole games in the preseason. But with that in mind, college, you gotta give it a couple of games. You know, some of these other teams they probably gonna play, they say, like we like to call cupcake games, and you know, games they should win, like TCU next weekend and UAPB. Sorry, UAPB. I'm just being honest. Unless y'all gonna shock the world, don't come at me. But I'm just saying, like, get these games a little minute. With that in mind, that's my evaluation of last night's game. Like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know how y'all feel about last night's game. Real talk. Tell me about last night's first college football primetime game. And tell me how y'all really feel about that. I told y'all how I feel. Number one thing I loved was Florida's D-line. Lord have mercy. And on top of that, here's a disclaimer for y'all. We wouldn't even at our top strength. Like we missing like 3 or 4 people on the defensive line in rotation. And we still got 10 sacks last night. Think about that. Florida's D-line could be the best D-line in college football. Everybody talking about how Auburn's D-line is going to be pretty good and all that. I don't want to hear all that. We saw what we saw last night. Go back and watch that game. Count how many times that boy got hit, either in sacks or just in Harris. They was eating that boy's butt up. Yeah, I just really said that, but whatever. Like, they was getting in his ass. Real talk. But yeah, that's my evaluation about last night's game. And I will get into rest of college football games, my predictions on games. Shout out to UCA. They going to Western Kentucky, pull the upset. And that game will be on ESPN Plus on the 20. Actually, on Thursday. They play Thursday night. So UCA Thursday night, 6:30, ESPN Plus. And here's something for y'all betting people. Western Kentucky is a 9.5 point favorite, and they playing UCA. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go, I guess, get this girl some watermelon or whatever. I don't know. Do what y'all do. Y'all have a great Sunday. I'll holler at y'all.